What's up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. I hope everybody is feeling good, looking good, smelling good, all that. Thanks for stopping in and just hanging out for a little bit and talking about some movies. Guys, today we're going to be talking about a movie from 2015. This is actually directed by a couple of people. But before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button for me, guys. Because today we're talking about the Frankenstein Complex. You don't want to miss it when I post cool new stuff like the Frankenstein Complex. This is a documentary that focuses on special effects and monsters in particular. This, for people who love horror movies, for people who love monster movies, for people who love science fiction, for people who just love special effects, this is the documentary for you. Now, when I was a teenager, I was huge into horror movies. I still love horror movies. To me, I mean, as you've heard me say many a time in my reviews, to me, horror movies are like artwork. Between the skill that it takes to craft the prosthetics, to craft the suits, the blood, the viscera and gore and all that stuff. Between all that, it is an art form, okay? We got guys like Tom Savini, Tom Woodruff, Stan Winston. I mean, we've got all these legends of special effects, right? George Lucas, I know he probably didn't do special effects, but he created one of the largest special effects companies in the world. So it's just, this film explores the origins of monsters and the origins of special effects that brings those monsters to life. We go from stop motion Ray Harryhausen, Sinbad and the Seven Seas, Voyage on the Seven Seas, to Jason and the Argonauts, to Puppet Master, to The Abyss, to Terminator 2. And it shows us all these different special effects techniques that have been used over the decades to bring some of our most iconic creatures to life. We have the Cyclops, the Gorgon, things like that, where Ray Harryhausen meticulously crafted, moved a centimeter, not even a centimeter, like just a half a centimeter, hundreds of thousands of positions and poses, taking, 1/15th speed shots, or whatever they said it was, to bring this motion to life and make it look fluid, and that was awesome to learn about. We get to see how, fake blood is created. We talk about the alien and the predator, and how the predator is regarded as one of the triumphs in man in rubber suit technology, because they even talk about that with the original Godzilla films, how it was guys in rubber suits tearing up little miniatures. They talk about that. So then they talk about how they applied that to making a lifelike monster, not necessarily a kaiju, a giant one, but a lifelike monster to terrorize people, and how the Godzilla man in the suit inspired things like Predator and the Alien and different, creatures like that. They talked about Hellboy and the prosthetics and the time-consuming process of putting the stuff on Ron Perlman. And they also talk about how when you're casting a creature, you want your person to look, maybe not, you don't want them to be beautiful, put it that way. For instance, when they were talking about Ron Perlman and Hellboy, they had a few other people they were picking out, but the makeup artist said, we got to have Ron because he's already halfway there because of his facial structure and the way that his brows are defined. He already looks, I hate to say it, but he looks mongoloid, like he looks like a Neanderthal with the big eyebrows and stuff like that. But Ron Perlman's one of the best character actors on the freaking planet, right? So they talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. They talk about the invention of CGI and, Phil Tippett, who's one of the greatest stop motion animators ever. He's like, it's like Harryhausen Tippett, you know what I mean? And so Tippett said that when they started going into the CGI and the more computer animated type of special effects that he felt lost. He's like, I didn't know what to do. He's like, I didn't know where I was going, where my profession was taking me. He's like, I did not know. And so it's crazy to see how the old guys, I say old guys, the guys who, were pre-CGI, how they felt after CGI came in, let's say, to power. When CGI became the predominant special effect, those old guys were like, what do we do? What do we do? We don't have anything to do. Our talents are useless now. And that was really interesting to hear. I thought that this overall was a really good documentary exploring monster making and, special effects in general. I thought that was awesome. One second, guys. Don't want to do any product placement, but I got to take a drink. But guys, it is a fantastic documentary, like I said, especially for people who really like special effects, for people who see it as an art form, for people who want to learn about the different techniques, the different artists, and how they came to be what they did, how they did it. This is the documentary for you. It is streaming on, let me see, hold on, let me look at my notes. It's streaming on Prime, guys, if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend you do. I got on this documentary kick a couple months ago, and this was one of the ones that was on my list that I didn't get to at that time, but I'm glad that I finally got to it because it was well worth my watch. And I think it will be worth yours too if you take the time to give it a gander, guys. But that's it for the Frankenstein Complex. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, my friends, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. See you soon, and God bless you.